So it's called Bear Flats Lodge.
Gotta say, it's a little spooky. Oh, it's a mess. Well, maybe this is a bad idea, but... My journey around the planet begins at North America's most northern drivable point. The plan is to ride through Canada and America before crossing over to Europe. From there, I'll make my way through the Middle East and Asia. After island hopping through Indonesia, it'll be Australia, and finally New Zealand. The end of my journey will be marked by the southernmost point of the South Island. I'm calling it the Big Spiral, and this is Act 2 to an Alaskan beginning. Good morning. So today we're going to be riding northwest on the Alaska Highway. And the Alaska Highway is kind of special. But first, let me show you exactly what the Alaska Highway is. So it's actually a pretty massive highway, and I've had to use two maps to kind of show it here. But it starts at Fort St. John, which is mile 0, and goes northwest all the way up into the Yukon, all the way here, and then I'm going to my new map here, and it just keeps going all the way to Fairbanks. And our location on the highway right now is in Whitehorse, which is right here. So during World War II, it was actually the American Army that built the highway through Canada to get to Alaska because they were feeling quite insecure about protecting America during the war. And as a result, there's a lot of history along the highway from both before the war and after the war. So in today's video, on my way to Alaska, we're going to check out some of these interesting relics and kind of abandoned places along the highway.
All right. So right now, we're technically on the Alaska Highway, but there's actually a ton of history along this highway because it's changed so much over the years. So when the highway was first made, it was very slow, it was gravel, dirt, there's often problems. And you would have these lodges along the highway where people would fuel up or go and have their tires repaired or whatever. And as the highway got better and better, well, there was often no reason to stop at these lodges anymore. So that's actually the second place we're going to go visit, if I can find it. I'm not sure exactly where it is. But these lodges basically just went out of business because people just started driving past them because the highway got too easy and too smooth and too efficient to be required to stop there anymore. So the first place we're going to go is Silver City, which is basically existed before the highway existed. And basically this was a destination for gold miners at the time because there was a bit of a gold rush in the early 1900s. And basically if you wanted to keep going past Silver City, you take the lake by then, the lake and the river. So there's an old town there that was actually a pretty big town, but obviously once the highway got put in, it wasn't useful anymore because the waterway was not as efficient. In fact, the highway is just kind of littered with these abandoned pieces of history. And when the American Army came in, they wanted to build it as fast as they possibly could. So they threw everything they had at it. So they brought so much equipment up here, and often when they were done with that equipment or it broke, they didn't fix it, they just replaced it. And a lot of this equipment is just sitting in the bush to this day. So that's actually the third place we're going to check out. So you have kind of 3 time periods: from before the highway, from during the highway, and then after the highway. And we're going to kind of visit all 3. So I know where this one road station is, but there's many more of them along the highway. So I think if I keep my eye out, I might be able to spot a few in the trees, because obviously since they've closed down, trees have grown up around them. So we'll see what we can find. station. Get some gas and some food, I think. Oh, these tires seem so much better on gravel. Oh, the bike wasn't wiggling around much at all. Oh, that's good. I'm happy. Alright, that's Kluane Lake. So this lake used to drain out into the Alaska Gulf. Oh, I gotta turn here. So as it turns out, the lake drained out into the Alaskan Gulf, but then about 300 or 400 years ago, a glacier advanced over the river, blocking it, forcing the lake to drain in another direction. And now, the lake actually drains north into the Yukon. So it used to drain southwest, now it's draining north, which I find so interesting. I also find it interesting that a glacier 300 or 400 years ago was advancing, when today they're all melting, they're all receding. Anyways, I just turned off to Silver City. So yeah, access to Silver City, originally it was just a trail, but over time it got upgraded to like a cart track, so then they could haul bigger things with horses and wagons and stuff. Oh yeah. So, you know, it was a big enough settlement to actually call it a city. Oh, so let's have a look-see. Yeah, there's a lot of old buildings in here. Oh, so this here. So apparently there was someone here that was breeding foxes, and that's what all this mesh stuff is about, which is crazy. I guess they were selling the pelts, I imagine, but yeah, these would have been the fox pens. And I see more stuff in the bush over there. Well, I can walk in here. Yeah, it's more fox pens, I think. It may have been that, you know, this was a settlement. The guy's like, well, I'm doing the fox thing now, and he just converted everything into fox pens. Yeah, you can see the roof was made up of mud, and I guess that's how they did things back then. But imagine that was saturate and get quite heavy. Let's see what else we can find. Okay, spot another one over here. Guessing it got a bit drafty, so they just started screwing these lids off their oil cans or something. Yeah, this one's had a lot of patch jobs. Guess someone lived in here a little longer than the rest. There's a little shed at the back here. Fox farmer went all out. Some more stuff on the other side of the road here. Oh, there's an old truck here. Oh, that's cool. Straight 6. Transmission still there. Oh, that's not much of a transmission. Was it 2-speed maybe? Oh, and it might have been like a crank start. You would turn an engine around by hand possibly. So the amazing thing is that apparently someone wanted to turn this into a theme park at some point, and that just seems crazy to me. It's just way out here, a theme park. This looks like a stable or something probably, with the way that fence is. 2 pillars. So in the 20s they had the Fox Farm, and then the Alaska Highway would have been built in the 40s because of World War II. And during that time they used this area as well for the same reason that it was originally built, so they could transfer equipment across the lake to access different parts of the highway. This one's still kind of standing. The walls are still up at least. Yeah, you can see they used mud to kind of and it's actually, I think it might be moss or something to kind of plug all the holes between the logs. Oh wow, this roof is still in such good condition. You can still see when the original carpenter stripped all the logs. It's a lot of work. Just don't know why the doors are so low. Did it get filled in with mud? And then later on the American Canadian armies came in and they used this area as like a kind of a training camp. This one's extremely flat. So these must be newer buildings because they're not built out of logs anymore. There's still a floor. It's pretty cool. Look, they even got mesh in the windows. It's metal. You can't really find metal mesh like that nowadays. But yeah, all this joint work, 100 years ago, 120 years ago, someone cut that by hand. It's quite interesting to think about. I wonder what life must have been like here, because you know, now Yukon is already a pretty remote place with not many people. But back then, before they built the Alcan Highway, it would have been just, yeah, you were the last stop here, you know. And then from here you would have to take a boat if you wanted to continue. All right, so Silver City had a bit of history from before, during, and after the construction of the Alcan. Let's go check out something a little bit more modern, which is 183 kilometers away. So this lake that once drained that way and now drains that way has gotten screwed over by that glacier once again. So the glacier started to recede, and actually the water from that glacier used to flow to the Gulf of Alaska and to this lake. Well, now it's only flowing to the Gulf of Alaska, and there's not much flow at all going back to the lake. And that actually happened in 2016 over 4 days, which is quite astonishing. It's so fast. And in fact, this lake receives so little water now, its levels keep going lower, 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 that at some point it will not drain anymore, and it's just going to be what they call a basin. Basically a low spot that has water, and it'll slowly dry out. So as a result, the lake is now surrounded by mud flats. So this must be one of those abandoned road stops, you know, a place that was once an active spot. Like, it looks like a garage. They probably repaired tires and things, and now just a couple empty boxes on the side of the highway. So you can see here on this side of the lake, it's all mud flat, and before 2016 this would have been water. It's quite striking. There's a sign back there that says caution drifting sand. So this is part of the mud flats is completely dry, and you can see that they raised up the road here to be able to make a path through the lake, but now it's totally dry down there. It's not really necessary anymore. But it's actually sand here. Yeah, it's little sand dunes. Oh, there's one of those old gas stations. I was looking for Bear Flat Sludge, but I think it's just down the road. That was cool. The one I'm actually looking for should just be like 5 kilometers away, so I'm not sure exactly where it is, but I have an idea. It might require a little bit of detective work. Should be coming up here pretty soon. I feel like it could be in trees like this. Still be a path here. There's just, I see something white up there. Oh, maybe this is it. Oh yeah, I found it. So it's called Bear Flats Lodge. Pretty much invisible from the highway now. But let's have a look. So this is, I think this closed in the 90s. I think the front door is open. They take Visa and MasterCard. Not open. But yeah, these roadhouses, since the road was so bad and just gravel the whole way, they were popular places to come and stay and take a rest and take a break. Oh wow, there's stuff. And boxes. This looks new. Alaska Highway Travel Guide. I wonder if somebody just dumped them here. Old engine. Used to be something there, but they took it out. Oops. Gotta say, it's a little spooky. Oh, they have power and water outlets here. So I guess there was a campground. Motel Unit 1. Oh, it's a mess. Anybody want some ketchup? Feels like such a video game. Like there's a book here. I could read the book and get some of the lore. Wow. You know, the bed looks in pretty good shape. And there's newspapers here. But they're wet, I think. Oh, they're dry. What's the date? Oh, 2003. Alright, there's another motel building. We can go check that one out too. Alright, I think that's the other motel. It's kind of creepy when the windows are just open like that. Motel Unit 3. Oh, this one is cleaner. Weird art on the wall. Yeah, same kitchen. Alright, let's see if we can find number 2, although it's going to be the same as number 1 and 3, I would think, but what's this? Oh, outhouse. Oh, side by side, in case you want to get cozy. Do see something over here. Oh, I think motel number 2 is a little worse for wear. The whole thing collapsed. Maybe it's not even a motel number 2, it's just, this is filled with parts for cars and stuff. There's an engine in there, looks like an airplane engine, maybe motorbike. Well, maybe this is a bad idea, but you can still kind of see what was inside here. Yeah, it looks like some kind of work shed. I bet that vise back there is worth something. So that's number 1, but I think I saw something that way. I don't know why I'm speaking so quietly, but I'm afraid to alert somebody. But I don't think there's anybody around. Now is this motel number 2 here? It's completely collapsed. I can only imagine it's like because of the snow, the weight of the snow. And then once one part fails, the whole thing goes. But yeah, these road lodges, road houses, pretty interesting, but also kind of sad at the same time. Like, it's just, you know, from a different era where you moved a lot slower, and yeah, just a different time. Okay, next destination's very close, 2.2k away. Discovery Yukon Lodgings. So I guess this is one of the ones that kind of made it. Go into the office. This place is night and day from the other one. Quite nice, isn't it? Oh, she's showing me, she's leading me the way for me. I'm too fast for her. Oh, there's all the World War II equipment. Cool, perfect, thank you very much.
So, let's see if I can see the... in the light green building, you see with the light on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
There are
there.
two white doors on this side, so that's the washrooms down here.
Okay,
Yeah.
and no code or anything.
Nothing.
Okay,
Always open.
cool, thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a good night.
See ya. Oh yeah, I'm right by the... She put me in the perfect spot. It's like she knew what I wanted. Alright, let's have a look. So this is all old equipment from when they built the highway. And you can see it's, yeah, it looks like World War II era stuff. Maybe a little newer, I'm not sure. But yeah, it looks very rudimentary. Yeah, US Army. Max speed 35 miles per hour. Yeah, it's really tiny in here. I'm not totally sure what this was all about, but maybe it's, oh, it's a pipe carrier and they just have a pipe on there as an example. Big shovel. Old school excavator basically. This one's max speed of 35 as well. Oh, and there's some beds back there. I didn't really know what I was going to do for this video because I knew it was just going to be a lot of driving and pavement, and I was like, I got to do something interesting. And yeah, so I started looking online and I realized, wow, there's a lot of abandoned stuff along the Alaska Highway. And I started poking around and I started to realize, oh, there's this and this and this and that, and there's a bit of a story here that I can tell. I hope you guys thought it was interesting. I personally thought it was super interesting, and I'm totally glad I went after that route because I don't know, I've never really gone to abandoned places before except for the other one in Braylorn many videos ago. How about we go over to this super old excavator and draw on the map, and I'll show you where we are. So I brought out the new map, the Alaska map, but I did update. There's quite a bit of BC on here, so I updated from there. So today we started in Whitehorse. Let's see if I can draw this properly. And we took a left here and started going towards Haines, and then drove this way and we got to Silver City, and then we just continued up, long drive, and went to Bear Flats Lodge, and then just up the road went to, where are we now? Discovery something. So in the next video, I'm going to be crossing into Alaska for real this time, because I did it down here already, just like for a blink of an eye. And then I think I'm going to head straight to Fairbanks. I always get a bit nervous with border crossings, especially the States. They can be a little uptight sometimes. I've never been denied. But I really hope it goes well. Otherwise, I can't make my way up to Prudhoe Bay.
But anyways, I hope you guys liked the video, and if you really liked the video, maybe you'll consider subscribing. But anyways, thanks for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.